Yo, pause. Stop it. Yo, I don't like these when the lights move like that, like a disco and shit. It don't go with the stage. Don't do that. Stop doing that. Sorry, guys. Run it back. Stop. Is this like an SNL skit or something?
This is the story of two of the most self-destructive geniuses in music history and what happened when they ended up on the same stage. Now, y'all probably clicked because you thought Kanye West and Lauryn Hill went on tour together and the whole thing fell apart. That's the story everybody thinks happened. But there was no joint tour. That tour never existed. Not Rolling Stone, not Billboard, not Variety, not TMZ. Nobody has ever reported a co-headlining Kanye and Lauryn Hill tour. It was never announced, never scheduled, never happened. But what is real is even more chaotic. Kanye West, legally known as Ye, just played his first solo US shows in 5 years at SoFi Stadium. April 1st and 3rd, 2026, both sold out at $70,000 each, tickets up to $600, and on night 2, Lauryn Hill walked out through a cloud of smoke as a surprise guest. First time those two ever shared a stage. This was 2 months after Ye's full-page apology in the Wall Street Journal for years of hateful rhetoric, and less than 2 years after Lauryn Hill's own tour collapsed. So the real question is, how did the woman who can't show up to her own concerts end up on the stage of the most controversial man in music? And what does that say about both of them? But first, we're starting with night 1. Because honey, that show was a mess.
I go for mine, I get to shine. Now throw your hands up. What is this, an SNL skit? Stop. Stop doing the vibrating Vegas lights, bro. Like, we went over this in rehearsal. Yeah, put the earth up, yeah. I run it back. Like we always do with this time. I go for mine, I get to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky.
This was Ye's first solo US concert in 5 years. His last solo tour was the St. Pablo tour in 2016. These shows supported his 12th album, Bully, released March 28, 2026. Over 1 million people tried to buy pre-sale tickets for night 2, which is why night 1 was added. The show was advertised at 7 p.m. Ye didn't take the stage until after 9 p.m. 2 hours late, 70,000 people waiting. During the opener, King, Ye told the crowd, "I don't have my vocal in my ear." Variety noted it was difficult to tell whether he was rapping live because the backing track overpowered his vocals. But the real moment was Good Life. Ye stopped the song 4 times because he didn't like the lighting. His exact words captured on video: "I don't like when these lights move like that, like a disco." He called the lights corny. He said, "What is this, an SNL skit?" He told his crew, "Stop doing the vibrating Vegas lights, bro. We went over this in rehearsal." After the 4th attempt finally worked, he replayed King, This a Must, Father, and All the Love for second takes. Rolling Stone described the whole night as essentially a run-through for night 2. The stage was a massive half-orb dome designed to look like Earth. Don Toliver and Ye's daughter Northwest appeared as guests. One fan review on Ticketmaster summed it up: "So fire. He was 2 hours late, but still put on a fire show. DJ gotta stop putting disco lights and making the earth spin fast like an SNL skit." Now, night 1 was rocky, but the music was never Ye's problem. The problem is everything else. And to understand why this comeback was so controversial, you have to know what he did between 2022 and 2025, because this man lost everything.
Tonight, Kanye West's billion-dollar empire collapsing, with Adidas, Gap, and Universal Music all cutting ties with the rapper known as Ye. Gap removing Yeezy products from its stores and shutting down the website. Ye even taunting Adidas on the Drink Champs podcast last week.
I could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me. Now what? Now what?
Adidas today with an answer, saying in a statement it does not tolerate anti-Semitism and any other sort of hate speech, adding Ye's recent comments and actions have been unacceptable, hateful, and dangerous.
October 3rd, 2022, Ye wore a White Lives Matter shirt at Paris Fashion Week, first domino. 5 days later, he posted a tweet targeting Jewish people, so inflammatory that his account was locked. On the Drink Champs podcast, "I can say anti-Semitic things and Adidas cannot drop me. Now what?" November 22nd, 2022, dinner with white nationalist Nick Fuentes. December 1st, 2022, he appeared on Alex Jones's show and praised a historical dictator responsible for genocide on national television. He denied the genocide happened. He identified with the ideology. He later posted imagery combining hate symbols on social media, leading to a permanent ban. The corporate exodus was devastating. Adidas terminated the Yeezy partnership on October 25th, 2022. Immediate impact: 250 million euros on their 2022 income. Projected revenue loss: 1.3 billion for 2023. Forbes estimated 1.5 billion of Yeezy's net worth was tied to Adidas alone. Gap removed all Yeezy merchandise. Balenciaga cut ties. CAA dropped him. His net worth went from approximately approximately $2 billion to $400 million. He said they couldn't drop him. They dropped him so hard, his net worth fell 80%. In early 2025, during what he later described as a 4-month manic episode, he released a song with a title referencing that same dictator, sold merchandise with hate symbols, identified with the ideology again. Then came January 26, a full-page ad in the Wall Street Journal, "To those I've hurt." He blamed bipolar type 1 disorder and an undiagnosed brain injury from his 2002 car crash. He said, "I lost touch with reality." The ADL responded, "Ye's apology is long overdue and doesn't automatically undo his long history. The SoFi shows happened 2 months after that apology. Night 1 fell on the first night of Passover." Jewish advocate Sam Yebri said the concert spits in the face of every Jewish person in Los Angeles. His wireless festival booking in London drew condemnation from Mayor Sadiq Khan's office, who called his past comments offensive and wrong. And yet, both SoFi shows sold out. His album Vultures 1 debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, boldly projected at #2 with 117,000 first-week units. The world said it would never forgive Kanye West. Then it bought tickets, so that's yeah. Now let's talk about Lauryn Hill. Because girl, her tour didn't just go wrong, it never even made it to the stage.
A co-founder of the Fugees is suing Lauryn Hill for fraud. Pross filed a federal lawsuit blaming Hill for breach of contract over their scuttled 2023 reunion tour. He claims Hill inflated her own expenses, which left little for the other members of the band. The tour was cut short when Hill claimed vocal strain made her unable to perform, and a planned 2024 tour was canceled.
The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, released 1998, 5 Grammy Awards in 1999, including Album of the Year, the first hip-hop album to ever win that, over 20 million copies worldwide, certified diamond, one of the greatest albums ever recorded. In August 2023, Hill announced the 25th anniversary tour, co-headlined with the Fugees. It opened October 17th at the Prudential Center in Newark. Hill was roughly 50 minutes to 2.5 hours late. Sound was off. Show ended after midnight. The Brooklyn Barclays stop grossed $1.8 million from over 13,000 tickets per Polestar. Then the cancellations started. Philadelphia postponed for vocal strain, November 22, 2023. All remaining 2023 dates canceled. Atlanta, Nashville, Charlotte, Tampa, Miami, Boston, all gone. She cited serious vocal strain. In June 2024, they announced a rescheduled 21-date US legs starting August 9th. Then, on August 6th, 3 days before the first show, the entire leg was quietly canceled. Ticketmaster showed event canceled. Fans got an email and a refund. No explanation. Hill blamed media sensationalism and clickbait. One fan captured it. "It's so disheartening being a fan of Lauryn Hill. Last October, an hour before the show, it was canceled with no warning. I tried again, even when everyone clowned me. Canceled again. I love Lauryn, man, but do better." Then Pras Michel, her own Fugees bandmate, sued her. Fraud, breach of contract, breach of fiduciary duty. He claimed Hill took 40% off the top before a 1/3 split, leaving him roughly 20%. He alleged she rejected a $5 million Coachella offer because the Fugees would be billed below No Doubt, and never told him. He told TMZ, "I saved her reputation for 20 years by not telling my side of the story, but oops, cat's out the bag." That lawsuit was dismissed March 11, 2026. Pras had bigger problems. He was sentenced to 14 years in federal prison on November 20, 2025. Conspiracy, acting as an unregistered foreign agent in the 1MDB scandal, money laundering, ordered to forfeit $64.9 million. And the lateness? That's a 15-year pattern. Brooklyn 2010 past 11 p.m. Fans held signs, "You just lost one." Chicago 2014, 50 minutes late told the crowd, "I don't give a rat's behind." Atlanta 2016, over 2 hours late, massive boos, mic cut after 40 minutes. Brooklyn 2016, 1 a.m. start, 4 hours late. Fudgies Reunion NYC 2021, 3 hours late, show had to be pre-taped. Nairobi 2024, took the stage at 3 a.m. Essence Festival 2025, 2:30 a.m. to a near-empty stadium. Her explanation, "I care so deeply about the artistic process, plus tax issues." Pleaded guilty June 2012 to failing to file on $1.8 million in income, 3 months in federal prison. 2013, in March 2026, TMZ reported 2 new NJ tax liens, totaling approximately $892,000. So this is the woman who walked onto Kanye West's stage on April 3rd, and the question everybody was asking was, why?
You ready, Miss Hill?
What's up, LA? Yeah. Go ahead and it all falls down. I'm telling you all, it all falls down.
April 3, 2026, Good Friday, SoFi Stadium Night 2, 70,000 people. The production was dramatically better than Night 1. Halfway through the set, Lauryn Hill emerged through smoke. First time she and Ye ever shared a stage, despite a musical connection going back to 2004. Ye's All Falls Down originally sampled Hill's Mystery of Iniquity, but he couldn't clear it at the time. Hill joined Ye for All Falls Down, then performed Lost Ones solo, then Doo-Wop, That Thing, transitioning into Ye's Believe What I Say, which samples that exact track. She told the crowd, "I brought some people with me," and was joined by her son Zion Marley and Yoeji Marley. She and Ye hugged as she exited. Travis Scott, CeeLo Green, and Northwest also appeared. The show closed with Runaway. Yuck told the crowd, "I want to thank y'all for sticking by me all these years. Through the hard times, through the low times." He declared, "They said I'd never be back in the States. 2 sold-out concerts, baby." The backlash was immediate. Hollywood Reporter noted that social media filled with criticism, questioning why an artist of Hill's stature would align herself with Ye, given his history. Her appearance carried a different symbolic weight than the other guests. No statement from Hill about the appearance has been found. So let me lay this out. On one side, a man who praised a historical monster on national television, lost $2 billion in brand deals, apologized in a newspaper, and sold out a stadium 2 months later. On the other, a woman who made one of the greatest albums ever recorded and spent 20 years showing up 4 hours late, canceling tours 3 days before they started, and owing the government almost $900,000. And on April 3, 2026, those two stories walked onto the same stage. There was no joint tour, but what actually happened tells you more than any tour ever could. Two of the most talented artists of their generation, both incapable of getting out of their own way. At some point, talent stops being an excuse for both of them, period. Now, I will say this, the miseducation of Lauryn Hill is still a masterpiece. Kanye West changed hip-hop forever. Nobody takes that from either of them, but genius without accountability is just chaos. The fans who paid $600 for a show that started 2 hours late, the fans who got an email 3 days before their concert saying event canceled, they deserved better from both of them. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Yetse Vultures 1 debuted at number 1. Both SoFi shows sold out. The world said it would never forgive Kanye West, and then it bought tickets. And Lauryn Hill, the woman who can't show up on time to her own concerts, showed up for his. That says everything. Now, y'all have been commenting on this situation, and a lot of you are saying the same thing. One person wrote, "Talent is not the same as character. Both of them need to learn that." Someone else said, "Lauryn showing up for Kanye but not for her own tour is wild." And another person, "Two geniuses who keep fumbling the bag in completely different ways." I think that covers it. So what do y'all think? Should Lauryn Hill have appeared on Kanye's stage? And at what point does the pattern become the person? Sound off in the comments. If this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. Bye guys.